Time for the opening drive.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico.
For 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck.
Good day to be a overseas or from overseas. That doesn't make sense. Superstar. You got paid yesterday. Luka, Messi, you got paid. We're going to get into those deals. And your athletic director at the University of New Mexico gets honored in a way that very few have before him. Good morning to you, and I think it's very well deserving. Opening drive, Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck. How you feeling?
What it do? Good morning, everyone.
Eddie Nunez was honored with the Commissioner's Award yesterday, and it would be one thing if it was an annual award that was given out to somebody who displays what it says, and I'll read it to you. But it's not. It's just kind of a random thing when somebody does it. And the Commissioner's Award was presented from the Mountain West Conference to Eddie Nunez yesterday. It goes to an individual who, through dedicated effort and service, has achieved a singularly distinguished accomplishment during the academic year that has significantly enhanced the Mountain West or member institution. And what Eddie led UNM through has been recognized by the league, by his peers, and I think it's well deserved. I made it pretty clear on this show, I think, how I feel about your athletic director here. I think that you are very, very fortunate to have had this gentleman leading you through what has been a very, very tough time for everybody, and even tougher for the University of New Mexico. And I wish I would have known about that. I would have gone out yesterday to see the emotion as well, because it looked like it was quite the surprise, and they caught him and set it up pretty well. But we didn't talk about this in our pre-production meeting, but I'm assuming you feel somewhat the same way.
Yeah, what the University of New Mexico dealt with last year, and then to see the success, it has to start somewhere, because you have to have the plan together. You have to have everyone buy in on said plan, and you have an athletic director in Eddie Nunez that the coaches, staff, they believe in, and they've seen the work that he's put in, what he had to change since he took over. There are a lot of things that were not in a good position. There were a lot of things that he had to change and deal with that weren't fault of his own, but that's why he took the job. That's why it was available, because they needed someone to clean things up, right the ship. And as we've talked about this summer, there's not many schools in the country that are riding the kind of momentum that UNM is into this sports season. Which is
somewhat ironic when you look at, they were coming off a 2-6 football season. What do you mean, Jeff? How are they riding this momentum? Well, basketball wasn't very good. They fired their coach. And you're right. Typically, if you're going to ride some momentum going into a new season, it's because you're coming off some success. And they're not in the two major men's sports. Now, they were in women's basketball and Olympic sports, but not in your two big money makers. And so I don't know if there's pressure on your two, on Danny and on Richard Pitino to win at whatever level that means. And I've had this conversation and will continue to. What are your expectations? What will you accept? But when it comes to Eddie, and Eddie Nunez is going to join us at 7:30 this morning. You missed the pre-production meeting. Don't look so surprised. We had the meeting in here. Did you see the look on his face? Well, really? You missed the meeting. You were working. Eddie will be with us at 7:30. The challenges, and I don't know the half of them, but I do know some of them. What Eddie went through, and I just congratulations on it. I think it's wonderful. And to your point, there is a good feel over there. There is some momentum over there. There is excitement over there, and we'll see where it goes. You know, I mean, you got to go on the field and play Houston Baptist on the 2nd.
You ride that wave all the way until September 2nd.
Yeah, and hopefully beyond that, and then since September 11th when you play New Mexico State and go through it. But good on you for surprising him, for telling Eddie that he's going out to talk to Coach's team. And I'm going to go talk to the football team before the practice, and there's his wife and his kids, and everybody's out there. And I mean, just congratulations on that, the way they pulled that off, and congratulations on Eddie for getting an award that's only been given out a few times prior in the history of the league. And I think it's well deserving. And nobody, I don't think any of us do any of this stuff for awards. Whatever it is you do, but I think, and we'll talk to Eddie a little bit about it. When you get recognized for what you do, I think it's nice, right? People realize what you do, and it's, you realize you're doing, people get it. All right, 505-246-0610 is how to get to us today. That's 505-246-0610. Your emails will come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Eddie Nunez at 7:30 this morning. We'll talk to the UNM athletic director. 8:30, a conversation with Boise State football coach Andy Avalos, who is going into his first year at Boise State. And it's always an interesting position, right? You go in, I think, it's a great job to have, but boy, does that come with expectations. And a guy who's going back there, a guy who had been there previously and had success as a coordinator, went to Oregon, and now coming back into the culture, and the expectations are always New Year's Six game at Boise State, correct? Always.
Yeah, it does, and that's the mark of a great program, is expectations don't change because your coach is usually leaving for a better job, not because you're trying to hit the reset button, and that's what Boise State has been able to do with the last 15 years.
In this case, Brian Harsin leaving and taking the job at Auburn and going to the SEC and getting paid and leaving Boise State in a position where they've got two quarterbacks, Hank Bachmeier, who has been sensational for them since he was a freshman, and Jack Sears, who has played well for them, the transfer from the University of Southern California, and he was pretty non-committal on quarterback. I'll give you that. I will tell you that there was a moment where I asked him, basically I said to him, it's been a couple of weeks now, but I'm trying to remember exactly how I phrased the question, JJ, but something to the effect of, your predecessor and your former athletic director made it pretty clear that they think that they're better than this league. Where are you, do you feel that way? Where do you see Boise State's future in the Mountain West Conference? And then it kind of programmed himself and gave his stock answer, but he was pretty good up until that. he was pretty candid, I thought, and he was good after that too.
Yeah, and that's for Boise State. If you're the athletic department, you want to have that kind of mindset. With the way we've seen college athletics change, what kind of happened initially in that first wave of conference realignment when we thought Boise State and San Diego State, schools like that would end up like the Big East. You always have to have your eye open, but then you realize you still come back to a conference, and we're sitting here 2021. Harsin's attitude, it's got to a point, though, where, I understand you still want to look out for the best interest of your program, but if you're going to go somewhere, you'd have gone somewhere by now.
Well, don't you think? I really think, and certainly now Boise State's starting to realize, I think they thought they were a shoo-in for the next round of conference realignment. They figured they were an absolute shoo-in, and here we are looking at what's happening, and I think they're anything but a shoo-in to go to wherever it is they think they want to go. I just think it's anything but. They're in a league that, by the way, they've not dominated, and as much as they want to think that they're better than it, and they've been dominated. They didn't win last year. They got beat by San Jose State. Just saying. They got beat by San Jose State. And so it's not like they've just come in here and every year they win this league. In fact, more often than not, they don't. And so where is it they think they're going? Where are they going? And in this, I think everybody's trying to figure out now. I think they'd like to get into the Big 12 now, right?
Yes. Everyone thinks that door is wide open.
And everybody thinks that door is wide open. To your point, everybody probably does. So we'll have that conversation coming up at the bottom of the 8 o'clock hour at 8:30. In between, we'll get into some football. Luka's contract, Messi's contract, the Rockies. Were they calling him a mascot, or was it a racial slur? It's kind of one of those. Did you remember that where the tune? It was like Laurel. Yeah. Remember that thing? What was the other thing that you would hear in there? Remember that really weird tone that was going on?
The sound where you'd hear two different pronunciations.
I heard Laurel and you heard...
And I heard something else.
Yeah.
Or what color is this picture?
Right.
Yeah.
What do you hear? Do you hear somebody yelling for, as they're saying now, calling the mascot Dinger, or do you hear a racial slur? And some people are hearing one and some people are hearing the other, and you still got a little controversy going on coming out of a Rockies game. 505-246-0610. Come on in. Love to hear your thoughts on Eddie Nunez getting the award. The Yankees blowing 4 saves yesterday and still winning the game. Luka Doncic getting $207 million. You probably can get autographs from all these people you're talking about at All In Autographs. Go over and see what I believe to be the region's premier autograph and sports and memorabilia destination. It's for collectibles, miscellaneous collectibles, entertainment, history, music, and of course sports. Pick your favorite sport: soccer, golf, basketball, baseball, MMA, and boxing, football, whatever it is. You're going to find something there that you are going to love. It's at 2225 Wyoming Northeast, just to the south of Manal. This coming weekend on the 15th, Steve Garvey's going to be in to sign autographs, to meet you, to greet you, to take pictures with you. I was there last weekend. Lincoln Kennedy was there. They do VIP events, so you can sign up and become a VIP and take part in things like their whiskey and cigar night that they had on Saturday night with Lincoln Kennedy. This place is phenomenal. And if you tell them you heard it on the Sports Animal, that I told you about it, you'll get $25 off of your purchase of $100 or more. Cards, posters, jerseys, unique items that you're not going to find anywhere. Joe DiMaggio, Marilyn Monroe signed pictures. Prince signed guitars. Jack Nicklaus signed golf flags. Just Pele stuff. Unbelievable stuff. Go in and take a look at it. Their website is their website is All In Autographs. All In Autographs. I'm looking at it right now, and it gives you an idea what they look like. Go in and see them. The phone number is 505-504-7575. And then go by. You'll spend an hour in there just looking around, just going, dang, this is cool. 2225 Wyoming Avenue Northeast. It's All In Autographs.
Titus and Tate.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry. I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on. What's the worst that could happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry. We'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacalm.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talk It Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV. center fielder. Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a, oh, wow. Well, nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's another way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
1-0's the count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
He brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed.
The Sports Animal.
Supermax is a term you don't hear a lot of other places in the NBA. Supermax. Then there's a max deal, JJ. And then, of course, there's the Supermax. What's the difference between the max and the Supermax?
Money. Dollars.
Lots thereof. Mavericks and Luka Doncic. A landmark, they're calling it. 5-year, $207 million super max extension. So, look, Luka's real. Luka's young. Luka's terrific. Luka's got a great future. And Luka's got a bunch of money. 207 over, did I tell you over 5? 41.4 million a year. Can you get by on that, Bob?
Maybe.
All right, it's got a player option for the 5th year, so he'll probably opt out because whatever that 41.4 million or 44 that'll be in the last year won't be enough, so he'll probably opt out and get more. Market value, sounds like, good for him. Get paid, get yours, go on, right?
Well, he's one of the best players in the game,
no doubt.
And it's these decisions, whether it's superstar or quarterback, the sooner you can agree to him, the faster you can figure it all out. And that
By the way, it'll be cheaper.
Yeah, that is, all right, what's it look like over the next few years? Our cap structure, figuring out a way to put the pieces around your star player. Luka Doncic is right there. He can be a superstar in this league. And you saw what he did just even in the Olympics, showing up, scoring 48 points, playing on his team, taking it to the next level. He's going to do the same thing for the Mavericks once again. When you saw Giannis lead the Milwaukee Bucks to the NBA Finals, saw the Phoenix Suns put a team together. You have a player like Luka Doncic. You have the belief that they can be a team that things fall their way. They can absolutely win an NBA championship with that guy.
Well, he needs some help. I mean, you thought Porzingis was the guy. You got to get him some help. But yes, he can be your cornerstone. He handles pressure well. He could probably stop complaining a little bit. But okay, he'll grow up, right? I'd like to believe he'll mature and he'll grow up. But yeah, everything you said is right. And so market value for a superstar. I mean, you just saw Kawhi get paid, and you saw, guys are getting paid. And Luka, who is an international star, who led the Slovenian national team to its first Olympic berth. They finished 4th in Tokyo. He's averaged 25.7 points and 8.4 rebounds and 7.7 assists per game in his young NBA career. His playoff production has been terrific, averaging 33.5 points a game in the playoffs. So, yeah, that's your guy, and you're Mark Cuban and you're Dallas, and you said, let's get it done early. Yeah, it's going to cost us a lot, but in fact, it's going to be cheaper now if we do it than in a year or two. It's going to cost us less.
And you saw the same thing over the weekend with Trae Young, the Atlanta Hawks locking him in that class. You know, those two, the biggest names, and they should have been the top two players selected.
Right.
You know,
Who was the top player in that draft?
Okay, I think that was, I want to say Bagley.
Yeah.
In that one, because I think Luka Young was like 3 and 5, and they swapped their draft rights between those players. But you look at his experience overall, and yeah, the antics, you get it after the fact with whistles, but dude was already a EuroLeague MVP as a teenager before stepping on the floor in the NBA. I was all in on this guy, and he continues to produce.
DeAndre Ayton was number 1 in that draft, went to Phoenix.
Draft. Right.
Marvin Bagley went number 2 to Sacramento. Then Luka, then Jaren Jackson, then Trae Young, and they traded Luka for Trae Young. Dan, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Dan.
Morning, guys. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
Yep, gotcha. How you living?
I'm living good. You too, Jeff, hey?
Yep, all's good.
So congratulations to Mr. Nunes. Way to go. Good job doing your job. I'd like to hear a full spectrum of what he's got planned for all the other athletic teams other than football and basketball. You know, I want to hear what he's got planned for ski team, cross country, volleyball, swim team, all of that stuff. I just want to hear a full spectrum. You know, I think he's been doing a great job, but there's a lot of student athletes that I'm really concerned that they're getting the full blow like basketball and football. I mean, you know, Jeff, I love both of those sports, and I support both of them, but I know a lot of other student athletes and a lot of other sports. I just want to hear from him the full spectrum, and once again, congratulations to Athletic Director Nunes. Keep up the good work.
Right on.
Thanks, guys.
I appreciate that. I will tell you that what he's done on the non-high-profile sports, and I don't know, do you consider women's soccer that?
It's an Olympic sport.
Right. Heather had her options. Heather Dyke, who led this program to a league championship, had options. She had a lot of inquiries and an offer from Pac-12 and decided to stay at the University of New Mexico. Now, did Eddie find some more money? A little bit. I mean, there was only as much as he could find to take care of, give some to her, some to her staff, but to keep her here. It's going to be hard. You know, Utah comes calling with Pac-12 money, and good for Heather for staying. But, you know, he's doing what he can. And obviously, you've got a cross-country program, a track and field program, who is top-notch. He went out and hired a tennis coach. His tennis coach won, and then took a job at teaching at a country club because it was worked better with his family life. And oh, by the way, he can make more money. You look up and down that campus and what they're doing. Women's basketball seems to be in a good spot. Like it feels like in a year where you had to completely focus on football and basketball because that's where your TV. The only revenue you had was TV revenue, right? It feels like he's got those those programs in a pretty good spot.
It does, and I don't know what is referring to those student athletes weren't getting the same recognition or getting the same opportunity, because that was the positive after what women's basketball was able to do when a Mountain West regular season conference championship. Once you got to the spring, the golf teams did, soccer did.
Yeah.
What your Olympic sports did was winning.
Wouldn't you agree those programs, Eddie's got them ahead of competitively and obviously academically too, ahead of football and basketball?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Eddie's put a lot into those non-high-profile sports. I mean, and that's everything but men's basketball and football, and they're winning. So I'm sure he'd have no problem addressing that. 505-246-0610 is how to get to us today. Eddie Nunes is coming up next, the winner of the Commissioner's Award in the Mountain West Conference. I want to tell you about American Financing, a family-owned, award-winning national mortgage banker that's been helping people for over 20 years. These guys are the real deal. They help people save up to $1,000 a month. They have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and 6,000-plus Google reviews, if that's your thing. They never charge upfront or hidden fees. They work evenings. They work weekends. Whatever it is to meet your schedule, there's no pressure. There's no obligation. They lend with that approach. They have salary-based mortgage consultants and create custom loans designed around your needs, helping you achieve your goals faster. They're America's home for home loans. So if you're buying a home right now, American Financing will give you an opportunity to lock in some of the lowest mortgage rates in history. Get you pre-approved so you can make an offer with confidence. Look, as more households are shifting now to working at home and you're understanding what space is, you can afford more, maybe more than you even thought you could. American Financing is who you should call. Don't waste time. Don't mess around. Call them now and get these rates while they are still low. American Financing's phone number is 505-247-9999. That's 505-247-9999, or visit them online, AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream style roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Awards are cool. Recognition is nice. I don't think any of us do what we do, whatever it is you do professionally, just to get awards, but it's nice when you get recognized by your peers. Opening drive, Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck. We'll get back to your phone calls in a little bit. But when awards that are not annual, that are handed out, in this case, just 3 times in the 20-plus years of the Mountain West Conference, it makes you kind of take pause and look back and realize how special the Commissioner's Award is. Mountain West Conference presented the Commissioner's Award to Eddie Nunez yesterday, the athletic director at the University of New Mexico. It's presented, as they say in the definition of it, to an individual who, through dedicated effort and service, has achieved a singularly distinguished accomplishment during the academic year that has significantly enhanced the Mountain Western member institution. That's the definition of the award. In a year of COVID where his teams could not practice or play for the majority of the first half of the sports season, which is all the way up through the spring, in this state, you know the story how football had to play in Vegas and live in Vegas, and basketball teams had to live everywhere else and play everywhere else, and won conference high 6 championships. Eddie Nunez got the award yesterday. The only regret is I didn't know and I wasn't there to see the whole thing. He is with us on the Quan's Auto Care hotline. Congratulations, my friend. This is pretty special.
Thank you so much. It truly is humbling, and I'm grateful for the recognition, but this is for our student athletes and our coaches. They trusted the process, and they trusted me, and all I can say is thank you to them.
You know, I'm not going to sit here and claim to have the breadth of the challenges you went through, but you and I have had a number of conversations as you've gone through the last year, and I think I've got a bit of an appreciation. It was unprecedented, and one of the things JJ and I talked about a lot, you never really complained about it. You realized you had a job to do, and you were doing what was best for the student athletes. Was there a moment in it where you realized the magnitude of what you were going through, that this has never been done before, or was it just day to day, let me peel off the top and tackle problem after problem?
I think more the latter one. You know, the way I've always looked at it, and having gone through so many challenges, I guess, when I was at LSU with natural disasters and everything, I understood this is something that you can't take all at once and say, okay, because then it becomes very daunting. It becomes very challenging. And for me, this was something that I knew from the beginning that if we were gonna come out on a positive side on the end of this, we really had to find a way to start trusting each other. This, you know, Dave said something yesterday, which is, and we all know this, that, you know, any adversity can either pull us together or pull us apart. And that was one of the things that I challenged our staff with was, look, if we're going to do this, we have to get closer. We have to get to know each other. We have to trust each other. We have to believe in each other. And we did. We just took it one day at a time. But we planned ahead. This is something that I'm a big believer in, is we got to plan ahead. We can't look at something and just expect it just to happen. So a lot of planning, a lot of trusting, but ultimately it's one day at a time. That's all you can do in this business, and ultimately, you guys all know me well enough by now. I don't do this for recognition. I don't do this for myself. I do everything I do to serve our student athletes and to provide value to them, and that's why that's why we made the decisions we made.
Now, Eddie, you talk about the trust that people have to have and just relationship building. Where did that come from for you? Was it something growing up you got from your family? Was it something you learned early in your professional life, just the importance of the person-to-person dynamic and all this?
Yeah, it definitely started early in my life. You know, I think my family is one that's very close. I think this community has also shown and been supportive of things that have transpired recently with my family and my family back in Miami. And you know, one of the things that I was able to spend some time with my mom this weekend, and it just reinforces what they taught me, my mom, my dad, and being able to understand that you're here to serve. You're here to serve in everything you do, and I've always considered myself a servant leader. And everybody that I've been around, I've been able to learn from Coach Donovan to legendary Coach Skip Bertman and Nick Saban and people, administrators, and many people in the community. I mean, there's some business leaders here today that are extremely impactful to me in my day-to-day. And so I'm grateful for those that have helped kind of continue to guide me. But the reality is it's everything we do, it's about serving others.
Eddie Nunez is with us, the recipient of the Commissioner's Award of the Mountain West Conference.
So, Eddie, take us through that moment. You show up, you think, all right, I'm going to talk to the football team, practice is going, day-to-day stuff, and then probably walked into a little bit of an unexpected audience there.
So I'll give you the try to abbreviate as much as I can here, but I'm on the recognition committee. I've been a part of this Mountain West recognition committee for the last several years, and this award comes up almost every year, and every year it's like, well, certain things are not warranted. This one, actually, I was on the call early, but I had to jump off, and I never got to this. Start thinking again, this will never. They're not going to. There's nothing. There's too many things. Nothing's going to be decided for the Commissioner's Award. I had to leave. I was so excited that Gwen, our soccer student athlete, was the Scholar Athlete of the Year, and I was so excited about that. I literally hung up the phone and was like, told our people, like, this is going to come out next week. Let's get ready. And so I get back this weekend, and Dave comes in my office and says, hey, the football team is meeting this afternoon. You want they're going to have a dinner, and you want to meet with them and speak to them? I do every year. I said, sure. I said, I put my notes together, literally gave it to him, said, what do you think? He said, great. I'm meeting throughout the whole day, start walking. I'm oblivious to all the thousands of cars that are parked out there. I'm thinking it's just football. I'm walking down. I see the TV vehicles, don't think anything of it. Walk around the corner. There's a huge tent where our guys are eating. And I make a turn, and Danny's right next to me, of course, and he's like, Danny, this is not speaking to your team. He goes, no, this is something different. You just got to just wait and see. And I'm like, well, what are you talking about? And as soon as I saw my family, I mean, honestly, I got choked up. And, I mean, right now, talking about it, I still feel it because seeing all our student athletes, not just football, everyone that's here, from basketball to swimming and diving to soccer and volleyball, it's our supporters. I was overwhelmed, shocked, surprised. They got me. They got me good.
It's so special. I got to talk to your SID because I guess I haven't been here long enough. I'd love to have made that list and be there for you. But congratulations. Somehow, I mean, maybe if I'm here for another 25 years, I'll make that list.
It's probably because you lost some fan base having Ed Montanaro on your show.
Oh no, that's probably right. There. Yeah, that's probably so. It was Dave who made the list. Okay, now I understand. Now I get it. Yeah. Hey, moving forward, now we go into a new athletic year.
Yes, sir.
And you look where you are. We just had the call, and JJ and I kind of looked at each other. I think your Olympic sports are probably ahead competitively after winning championships and everything else. But it feels like, well, you had to focus on placing football and men's basketball and women's basketball. Obviously, your attention to and the priority you place on your Olympic sports has put them in a place where they're winning championships. And your student athletes have been well supported.
Yeah, it goes back to what I said earlier. For us to be successful here, we have to do it together. It's everybody. It's not just football, basketball. I understood football and basketball weren't where they needed to be for us, all of us. But when Danny came in, he knowing the history, the tradition, he embraced the idea of everything that we're trying to do here. And this is a collective group. So the emphasis has always been on every team, especially, it just so happens our teams, the other teams, as people unfortunately like to consider them, because they're not. You talk about our soccer team, the tradition, the pride that Heather has brought and those student athletes have achieved, and our volleyball team, our women's basketball, our tennis programs, our golf programs, our swimming and diving, everybody comes out there and competes at the highest level every day. I haven't even brought up cross country and their national accolades. So we are prepping and getting ready for another unbelievable season. That's what we do every year. We expect the best, and we're going to go out there and try to perform at the best of our ability and our coaches. And we're going to support them, and it's going to be a team effort. Every team supporting every team. That's what gave us success last year, and I think that's a catalyst for us to be able to have. You look at every program back from Florida's national championships in basketball and football. It just wasn't basketball. They were winning tennis, softball. Heck, they got a lacrosse program 2 years later. They're number one in the country. If you're doing it, and if you want to have a successful athletic program here, it has to be everybody in. It has to be community-based. It has to be everybody in. Everything we do is about providing wealth. And to me, we got to continue to do that. I'm excited. I hope you can feel it in the way I speak, because I'm excited for this year. I really am. We got some great coaches, great student athletes, and just take that next step forward. I'm going to sound a little bit. My coaches know me well enough by now. I'm excited and very appreciative of winning six championships. But let's take that next step. Not just 7 championships. Let's make it further than NCAA. Let's continue to build. Let's build this community around us. So there's a lot of things we're building every day, and I'm excited for it.
Eddie, as a decision maker, not every decision is going to have a positive reaction. There's going to be tough decisions that need to be made, and coaches at times can probably just be kind of self-serving, understanding, hey, I have to protect my program, I have to protect my athletes. But when you look around at all the coaches that you have, what do you think's been the key that all of them have said, hey, I'm on board, I'm willing to do this, we can do this together?
I told them when I first arrived here that this is a village approach, and I guess it took some time for everybody to believe that. Look, what we're trying to do. I had to make some difficult recommendations and decisions here. I've had to clean up things that unfortunately I was responsible for, but it's part of any job. And I've never sat here and said, you know what, it's because of this or because of that. What they've seen is I'm going to come to work every day and I'm going to give it my all. And if I can do that, and I'm going to do everything and every decision I made, just like the decision we made to go move football and allow our teams to compete this past fall, it's about the student athletes. And if we can do that and do it in a safe environment and be able to provide continual wealth back to our student athletes and our department and our university and so on, then it's going to be the decision I'm going to make. And so I think our coaches have seen that, look, I'm not here to just get awards for a department. No, we're here to make some changes, some monumental changes to the people that we serve and the people we do. So I'm excited. I really am. I think there's so much that we are building upon. I think we have a great culture with our coaches, but that culture is an everyday business. You guys know that. Yeah. You just can't do something one day and expect it to be there for the rest of your career. You have to continue to work on it. It's a craft. So.
In that vein, and lastly, how important is it? Yeah. You've hired a football and basketball coach, which are going to be the two most high-profile hires in the athletic department. They have embraced the rest of the program, meaning, and I've talked about this, what Jim Sturk told me years ago about Rocky and Steve Fisher at San Diego State, and how that helped their program. And Danny and I have talked about it. You have a football coach and I think a basketball coach who have embraced your volleyball coaches and golf coaches and tennis coaches. It feels like it's got to stem from the top, doesn't it? It feels like that's something really important. I don't know if you talk about that in the hire process.
I did, and I have honestly, all my coaches are unbelievable people. First thing I'm looking for is high character individuals. I want good people around our program, and those two individuals start off with that at a high level. And so when you have coaches and people that truly believe in the bigger picture and want to make this work, I go back on my past history. I've been at the University of Florida, been at Vanderbilt, been at all these other great institutions. And I remember seeing Steve Spurrier go support Billy Donovan when we were an NIT team. And when you see that kind of support, those football coaches supporting basketball, supporting golf, supporting all the other sports, it continues to bleed around the department in a positive way. So I'm super proud and excited for those guys and what they've done. But I'm also impressed with Coach Bradbury and his support and everybody else, and Ray Birmingham and what he did for this program. So, and what he's going to continue to do, hopefully, here. But no, there's a lot to do and a lot. But what those guys have embraced is truly what makes it special here.
Eddie, congratulations. Only 3 times in the history of the league that this award's been given out, and they got you. Surprise, which is so cool. I think that's even better. Continued success. We'll catch up soon, but I appreciate you spending some time with us, and enjoy this, and best of luck as you embark on a new athletic season.
Thank you so much. Truly grateful. Thanks, guys.
Be well. Eddie Nunez. It's good stuff. I mean, the fact that they pulled off the surprise is really, really big, too. How do you do that? Something of that magnitude, but I think it's great.
Sometimes surprises are good. Other times you don't want to be surprised. When that 45 training, you know what you're going to get. It's a high-intensity workout in just 45 minutes. But the best thing is you book your class time and you're locked in. And as things are opening up, people are getting back. Things are getting a little bit busy. Things are getting a little bit harder to do. But with that 45 training, you are guaranteed your workout. Because when you download the app, you can sign up for your 7-day free trial to get in and get going. But when you book your class, your spot is locked in. They don't overbook. It's not going to be too full. All right, 5:45 class, boom, show up, let's go. And you get a nice little reminder on your phone an hour before, like, hey, got this class booked. Don't forget, go in and get your workout. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app today to check out the full schedule of classes available 7 days a week, the descriptions on what it's all about. High-intensity, full-body functional fitness, Monday through Sunday. Going to push your body to areas that it needs to go, whether you're looking to kickstart your fitness or get yourself to that next level. F45 training is here for you. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
Pepsi. A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that could happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
It's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacalm.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
I hope you enjoyed that. I've always found Eddie to be a humble leader, confident and humble leader. And obviously, there's been success at UNM, and there was academic success, and there was some championships before, and this isn't like he just came in and picked up a complete 100% dumpster fire. But there were challenges when he got here, obviously. And he had to make some big decisions, some stuff that had been kicked down the road a bit, and some stuff that needed to be changed. And he's done it in a way where I firmly believe he's got the respect of his staff and his coaches. And I think he's earned the respect of most of Lobo fans.
And Eddie understands it. It's the decisions he made. You had to have the teams buy in. And the 6 championships obviously help. But it just shows that last year, all right, when you push things to the spring, that those programs are able to stay together and not fracture. To see a team that played all of their games but 2 on the road, and the women's basketball team win a conference championship, to navigate those seasons, to have a football team on the road that didn't lose a game to COVID last season.
That didn't have a positive, which is somewhat stunning in last year's environment.
And it's because, all right, make decision, but then everyone has to follow through on their end of it, and they did.
No, I think it's terrific. Do you I honestly, I didn't know about this award because it's been given out 3 times, and you look back, and once was Chris Hill in 2003, and then I think there was something else about 8 years ago, San Diego State. Do you think it's warranted? Do you think it's right, the right use of this award?
I do.
I do too.
Outside of the state of New Mexico, who else had these?
Nobody.
Everyone had challenges. No one's denying that, but not even able to play in your state.
Yeah. So
it happened to them. Like San Jose State did a little bit.
Yeah. And then they won a championship. I will tell you the appreciation I got going to the media days and being around people from around the league, and how many people wanted to talk about how New Mexico, with me, how they pulled off what they did last year, and New Mexico State too.
Absolutely.
But they didn't play football. No, it was good. I hope you enjoyed that. All right, bottom of the hour, Andy Avalos, Boise State's football coach. Conversation with him. Research at the top of the hour. JJ, you can tell me all about Messi going to PSG and how that shakes up the world. Oh, does it shake up the world? It's the opening drive. Bobcat's producing on the radio side. Aaron, big day over there. It's a big day. Producing on ProView Networks on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a, oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's another way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there. 1-0's the count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
He brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed Fiegel this year. That one is hit on the line to left. It's going to send Avila back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's going to watch it go. It's a solo homer off the bat of Bo Kidd. One nothing Eagles. Just when we were talking about small ball, the Eagles play long ball. That boy's well hit to left. Coming in on it is Morris, and he drops it, and the Ravens win it.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream style roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
So I want to get into who you got in the Super Bowl already. We're going to get there as well. Have you thought that far ahead?
Started to.
You got your teams?
Got one team.
I got 1.5. I think I got them both. They're both really cold. They're both really cold weather.
I like the offense, maybe not the defense.
Well, I had to go when I was on TJ's show last week. I had to go and I not only you, Bob. You're not the only one who gets to go star on the big stick every now and then. You're only you're the big dog. You got a regular spot. Every once in a while they slum it and they pull me up and I get to guest host on TJ's show.
That's fun.
Never
They have their monthly quota where they have to mention something about sports.
That's right. And so they bring me up. Okay. Never on like tequila day or beer day or wine. It's always on dry day. I don't even understand why that is.
I'll see what I can do to change
will you work on that for me?
Yes, I will.
Yeah, you
never on pancake day.
Never on pancake day.
You want me to bring you pancakes?
No, I'm good, man. I bring my little breakfast every day.
Yes, I've noticed.
Yeah, I got some nectarines today.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, they're ripe. Yeah, really ripe. Really ripe. All right. I'll tell you who I got. But tell me what Messi to PSG means to the world of international football, because I think people have been losing their bleeping minds.
Well, it's one of those things you never expect to see. It would be Kobe Bryant at the end jumping on the Golden State Warriors.
It would be Tom Brady going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tom Brady to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I just saw that. Yeah.
But more so Kobe, because there was little inclination that the relationship was bad. We saw a lot more at the end with Tom Brady.
Okay.
So I would equate it to Kobe Bryant. Like a dude that you just never think he would have ever been somewhere else wearing a different uniform playing professional.
What's he, 36? Is that where he is? 30-something? He signed a big deal. It's I don't know. I've seen all kinds of different numbers. What numbers have you seen?
It's a lot of money. And it's much like Major League Baseball. They don't necessarily have a salary cap. In soccer, they have financial rules they're supposed to play by, but who the heck knows? And that's ultimately what did Barcelona in, as they got a lot of messes on their books financially, and it finally caught up to them. And when they were trying to not just get Messi's contract in, but figure out what they were going to be able to pay overall in that league, it bit him in the backside. And it ended up with Messi not being able to stay in Barcelona. They're moving on, and he's going to another fantastic club. And make a move like this, it's all about the Champions League now for PSG. You're playing with Neymar again. He gets to reunite with Neymar. They had some great years in Barcelona. Kylian Mbappe, a bright superstar in this game. And here we go.
So, to your point, Messi had a deal on the table for 5 years at Barcelona. What they call wage bill, or we might call salary, was at about 110% of what their revenue is. Their spending cap is dropped, and so they just didn't have any room. They couldn't make it, even with a pay cut. They couldn't make it work. So that's the deal. And I know the international football world is all shaken up, and that's a big deal. And I couldn't let it go. Well, I guess we'll talk money, huh? I mean, that's between Messi and Josh Allen and Luka and everybody getting paid.
Getting paid.
Everybody's getting paid like Bobcat. I mean, just getting paid. All right. So football, here we go. Let's just go. Because you're going to get preseason stuff. The Dak injury starting to rattle people's some people's cages. I don't know if it should. I don't know if it shouldn't. But some people are starting to get a little on the Dak thing, Michael. They're starting to get a little bit nervous. You're not there yet, right?
I'll be nervous week 1 in the NFL season if he can't throw a football.
Okay. I'll be nervous a week and a half out if he can't throw a football. But okay,
that's fair.
Give
me that week.
Yeah,
and I'll be nervous.
I want to see him a little bit before, but he's out throwing little footballs. All right, so I'll tell you who I got. I think I got the Bills and the Packers, and I think I've got. I wanted to go Rams, but it just felt like a homer pick. Chiefs are an easy pick, and they won't surprise me. But I'm going to just go. The Bills feel like they're ready to make a move. I love what they've done defensively. If Josh Allen continues his progress, and then I think the Packers. I think you could see Aaron Rodgers on another scorched earth tour. Round 2, I thought. Yeah, I told you last year when everybody was down on him. I told you, watch out, like he's going to go nuts this year, and I can see him doing it again this year. And so I was teetering a little bit, but I landed on Bills and Packers.
Bills and Packers, like them. My first thought, Boom asked the question. It's Kansas City, Green Bay.
Okay.
I just haven't seen a team like Kansas City in my lifetime, and that is. With that dude at quarterback, they're never out of the game. And you go, oh, look what Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay did that to them because they didn't have an offensive line. If you flip the script, Tom Brady does not score a touchdown in that game.
And look what they've done offensively now with their line.
And I'm not expecting them to not have an entire offensive line at that point in the season. So I'm still all in on the Kansas City Chiefs because of that dude at quarterback. And I think the NFC, it's not that the Buccaneers won't be good. I think they have the more difficult path to returning to the Super Bowl than Kansas City does.
100%. I think the NFC, you look at the whole NFC West is good. And I think everybody's loving San Francisco. I guess
There's 3 teams in the NFC West. Win totals 10 or more.
Yeah, and I think Arizona's better than people think. I guess I'm just not there with San Francisco yet, and they were so hurt, and I understand it. If they get decent quarterback play, they're going to be really good. Kittle was out. They had 3 running backs out.
They have a winning record with Jimmy G.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think Tampa Bay, obviously, Green Bay. And I don't know. I mean, am I supposed to buy into the Cowboys? I won't, but am I supposed to? So I look down. I don't know what Minnesota's going to be. I think this is their final run with Kirk Cousins, or they're going to blow that thing up. I don't buy into New Orleans with Jameis. I just don't. But I give you 3 teams there: the Packers, the Bucks, that are legitimate to me, and you all are going to yell at me, the Cowboys.
You can yell the Cowboys all you want. They're not a championship team this year.
All right, and the AFC.
They're going to be a better football team because Dak Prescott knocking on that Formica. They're not a Super Bowl team.
And the AFC, who is a contender to me? I think Buffalo's a contender. The Ravens are a contender. Cleveland's a contender. I guess Tennessee, because I think they're going to run away with that division. Just because I think that division's so bad right now. Kansas City, and that's it. I don't think the Broncos are. I don't think the Chargers are a contender. I don't know that I think the Steelers are, although they may be the surprise team. I think Ben's going to have a little bit more than people think. And then the Dolphins and the Patriots are the 2 teams I'm looking at going, well, what are they? The Patriots had a big injury today with Hunter Henry going down. I don't know that the Patriots get good enough quarterback play to contend. The Dolphins, to me, it all depends on quarterback play because I think they've got everything else.
The AFC, 3 teams right at the top. You named them.
Bills, Browns,
Kansas City, Baltimore, Buffalo. I think Cleveland's good.
So you don't put Cleveland in that?
I have Cleveland. I would have them 4th.
Huh.
I'm talking about Jake contenders. I think if Josh Allen gets better, then Kansas City has a problem. If somehow he can improve what he did, then we're talking like a Patrick Mahomes-like influence on the game, which would be unbelievable. But I still think overall they're in a good spot. You mentioned them defensively. And someone is going to surprise. And these are the times you start heading into the season and say, all right, what is the unexpected? Because you can't just assume.
Yeah.
Because when you start assuming in this game, you're going to be completely wrong. And when I look, and I've got the win totals over-under from Vegas Insider, and a couple that just jump right out to me is Tennessee based on that division.
What's the number?
They're at 9. I think they're going to fly past that.
I think so, too.
Because they're just going to destroy everyone. Because we don't know when Carson Wentz is going to be back. They hope it's
they're saying
on
5
the shorter
to 12
end.
weeks.
But 5 to 12 weeks, that changes your entire season right there. And I like Tennessee overall. So that's a team I think is going to be in a good playoff position just because they're going to beat up on there.
The only bummer there is if you have Ryan Tannehill, they're going to be ahead so much late in games that he's not going to get you a lot of points.
So that's one. And then I am not in on New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I think that haul is
that number?
cracked. They're at 9.
Yeah, that's under.
I'm going under, and it opens the door for the Falcons or Panthers maybe to at least be in wild card.
I would go Panthers.
Contention.
Yeah. If you're looking for a team, so who's that team that's just going to totally surprise?
Thomas chirping.
Yeah.
You're telling me Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill, all right, for 17 games, have at it. going on.
So let me give you some surprise candidates, and I'll do that when we get back. The teams that, who are those teams that you're not thinking about that weren't playoff teams that may make a run, right? And I guess you could play it, or that you're not expecting. Who are the surprise teams? Where are they going to come from? Because they're going to come from somewhere. And I've got some ideas for you as we start in the NFL, but I'd like to know where you're thinking. Andy Avalos, bottom of the hour. He's Boise State's football coach. We'll talk to him coming up at 8:30. Fellas, life happens, and it happens quickly. And sometimes there are things along the way that happen, things that are natural, where you just need some help. That's where New Mail comes in. New Mail is there to help you. As you age, things like fatigue, you're tired all the time, weight gain, even erectile dysfunction, or some of those natural things. Good chance, really good chance that you're going to be affected. That's where New Mail comes in. They help you deal with these things. They take care of them. You feel better. But you got to make the call. And their number is 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688, or visit them online at Newmail. That's NUMALE.com. All the time there's excuses. I don't have time. It's not convenient. I don't, whatever. Don't make excuses. Make the call. Do this for you. New Mail's right here in Albuquerque. The process is comfortable. It's convenient. They're with you every step of the way. But the real big deal, the most important part of this, the results. Results are real. It works, and men all over the country are benefiting. Do this for you. Call New Mail at 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688, or visit newmail.com and feel better.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well,
I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
Pros are together up in Farmington at the San Juan Country Club, the Sun Country PGA Professional Championship. They got one more round. Don Urini is your leader from Canyon Club. He's -5 after the first 2 rounds. 1 stroke better than Bill Harvey from Ladera and Jordan Gibbs from Las Campanas. Scott Gates is 2 strokes back at -3. Austin Wallace at -2, and Dave Merchant at -1. You got, let's see, if you go down to 8th place, David Mudded at +1, so you got 8 guys within 6 strokes of the lead headed into the final round up at the Club Championship, the Club Pro Championship up at San Juan Country Club. Opening drive, Jeff Siembieda and J.J. Buck. We're talking NFL. All right, so I'll give you a couple teams. I'll give you one at a time, and then you give me one. I'll tell you if I disagree or agree. You tell me if you agree. But if you're looking for surprise teams that might be not on the radar, that can make some noise. I mean, I don't even know what the radar means. But outside of those, so we just said your contenders in the AFC are Kansas City, Cleveland, Baltimore, Buffalo, maybe Miami. And in the NFC, it's the Rams, the Niners, the Seahawks, the Buccaneers, the Packers, and maybe the Cowboys. All right, so it can't be those teams. I'm going to start off with Minnesota. I just think it's Minnesota's make or break year, and it's make or break for Kirk Cousins. And I think that they've got Dalvin Cook, they've got dynamic receivers, they've got a pretty solid defense at times. I don't know. Do you buy into Minnesota at all as potentially one of those teams?
I could see Minnesota swapping places with, say, Chicago.
Okay.
7 teams will make the playoffs once again this season.
Okay. Who do you got?
New York Giants.
Okay. If Daniel Jones continues and Saquon's back?
If Daniel Jones is going to be a legitimate, not star, but starting quarterback in the NFL, this would be the year to do it. Saquon Barkley is back. He added Galladay. They have weapons for him in this offense, and this is kind of the time where we've seen quarterbacks take that next step. And that division is still open because Washington football team, I love your defense. Not sure if I love Ryan Fitzpatrick for 17 games.
So my next team was Washington football team because I think if they can get quarterback, I love their defense. So I'm going to tell you, I think they got the best defense by far in that division. You think I'm wrong?
No, you're not.
I think they got one of the best defenses in the NFC. Who's got a better defense than them? Maybe the Bears?
Yes.
Maybe the Buccaneers? Bears. Who else has a better defense in the AFC than them?
I think they have the best front 7.
Okay.
And that
they got to get better in the back end. You're right. Cool. So now if they get they're like how many teams? Give me efficient quarterback play. Not great. Give me efficient quarterback play. Then you're a playoff team. And I don't know if I'm buying into what Tyler Heineke can do, right? I fell in love with him like everybody else did in the playoffs. I mean, I loved him. I've always been a Ryan Fitzpatrick fan. Now, to your point, can he do it for 17 games? I think the answer is no. He's terrific in relief for 2 or 3. I watched the way that worked at Miami last year with him and Tua. I'm like, 2 quarterback system can't work, can it, in the NFL? Well, maybe it can. I think they've got a good young running back if they can keep him healthy. I think they've got a couple good young receivers. Their offensive front has been, I think, decent, and I love their front 7 on defense. Like they're everything. They're quarterback away, and if they get decent quarterback play, I think they make a run at the playoffs.
Yeah, they are a playoff football team with that question mark
at quarterback.
Because probably from top to bottom roster-wise, I would agree with you that that's the best roster of any of those teams. That Curtis Samuel in the offseason, Terry McLaurin.
Great addition. great addition.
Running back Antonio Gibson, like they are set. And the one thing, Ryan Fitzpatrick, even at this point in his career, he's never been in this situation where he's actually been signed to say, you're our starting quarterback. Not bridging the gap. Like Ryan Fitzpatrick
never been
is the starting quarterback.
Was he in Buffalo? Has he been with every team in the league?
Like half of them. I'd say the Buffalo would be the closest to, all right, Ryan, this is
your job.
But he's never been on a team of this kind where they're going in with playoff expectations.
I agree with you. All right, you got another one?
My next one, going down the list, and this is right in that range. You're looking at teams that going into the season, 7-8 wins, kind of the over-under right now. I'm going to keep it in the NFC South, and it's a toss-up to me, and I have to give you one. I'll go Atlanta.
More than Carolina, huh? So I would go the other way, but okay.
I think Atlanta, you start pulling apart the onion for them last year. They actually had a lot of close losses that
ton of them
didn't go their way. I think they're going to be better defensively. Matt Ryan is the perfect good, not great quarterback at this point in time. Yeah, they lost Julio Jones, but you still got Calvin Ridley, an offense that's going to inject Kyle Pitts into it. And I think he's going to be a rookie tight end that actually does make a difference because all the places that they can move him. And outside of Tampa Bay, like those division games are going to be incredibly tight.
So I'm not going to agree with you on that, although I agree with you on Pitts. Love him and love Ridley. I don't think they run the ball well enough, and I don't like their defense enough. And that's kind of where, if you're going to ask me one of those two teams, which one of those is going to contend and try to make a move, I'm going to go Carolina. I think McCaffrey coming back, hopefully healthy and fresh. Sam Darnold getting a new start. I like DJ Moore, and I think they're better defensively than Atlanta is. So if you're going to ask me one of those two teams in the South,
Carolina,
I would go Carolina instead of Atlanta.
Yeah, and Christian McCaffrey coming back, Sam Darnold getting his opportunity away from Adam Gase.
Yeah, I'm going the other
which
way.
is amazing for everyone in the NFL.
Yeah. No, and honestly, at this point, and I think Matt Ryan's had a terrific career, and I think he still has something left. I'm more excited to see Sam Darnold.
Yes.
So that's where I am. Tommy, how you living? What's happening?
Hey, what's guys?
What's up,
I'm
Tommy?
just barely
What's
getting
guys
up.
up? Yeah, what's guys
I'm
up?
shoot back at you. I'm not awake yet, but I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I've been hearing the playoff teams and the different ones you guys are talking about. Like I said, I love Washington because I love their defense. I love their front seven. The thing about Fitzpatrick, there's a reason why he's been gone to like almost every team in the league. If he's meant to be a starter, he would be a starter somewhere.
Correct.
And he gets you a few good games, but I want to see consistency over 16. I don't know if he can do that. 16, 17 now.
Yeah.
So, but I would say in that division, the Cowboys and Washington is going to fight it out. Tampa Bay, I did a favor. They're bringing everybody back. No one's done that since the late 70s. And, of course, Kansas City with Mahomes. And, you guys talked about the Super Bowl. This is the thing. It's all about coaching, too. If you know your quarterback's in trouble and getting hit back there, you leave extra guys in and you block guys. You leave running back in to hit whoever's coming in for extra protection, needs a tight end, double tight end, whatever, to chirp these guys and chip them and knock them off. So that also was coaching. And, yeah, true, he didn't have his offensive line, but I guarantee you if it's the same situation with Brady would have went to the coach and said, I need some help.
Right.
I need these tight ends to stay in, block a little bit more of running back. You'd been more vocal about it if it was Brady and said, I need help here. But
that's not changing that game.
Golly, Kansas City definitely still a favorite. They rebuilt the offensive line. They should be fine. Minnesota, I don't trust because this is the thing. Kirk Cousins is a really good season quarterback. Again, I always go back to season, the playoffs. To me, it's two different things, but you can't win in the playoffs.
I don't trust him.
I don't see consistency there. And the MVP stuff, with Rodgers is great. You got an MVP, but if Dak gets an MVP every season for the next 5 years and doesn't win in the playoffs, I couldn't care less. It doesn't matter.
Oh, that's right.
And you talk to all the great quarterbacks in the past, like, that put up great stats and stuff like that. Dan Marino says, I would have given up MVP or that 5,000-yard season to get one Super Bowl win. So, I hate the MVP award. I think they should always count the playoffs, but they don't. I wish they would.
No.
But Minnesota, I see Carolina, too, coming out. I don't trust Atlanta's defense. I don't trust my Cowboys defense until I see Quinn come in there and do something with it.
And a little bit later we'll hit the AFC. Yeah, a little bit later we'll hit the AFC. I got to hit this break, Tommy, but I appreciate your call.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks.
Bye.
All right. We'll get into this in the 9 o'clock hour more because everything we hit was the NFC. I want to go through some of the under-the-radar AFC clubs as well. Andy Avalos is Boise State's coach. He's going to be a conversation with him when we come back. Rates remain near all-time lows to refinance your mortgage, but they can't stay this low forever. You need to act now and call American Financing. You could be paying a lot less for your home every month. It's true, because interest rates are at historic lows, but they will not stay here. Take action now. As a homeowner, one of the worst things you could do is miss out on a lower interest rate, because lower rates mean hundreds of dollars in monthly savings plus tens of thousands of dollars in long-term savings. Lower your payment, shorten your term, consolidate your debt, even access cash. Whatever you need, American Financing can help. Lower your rate and take your money back. Could save up to $1,000 a month when you choose American Financing. You don't have to reset your loan term either. You can choose any term, 10 years or longer, because you shouldn't pay interest on years that you don't need. Pick up the phone and see how American Financing can save you the most money. They're in it for you, and they'll get you pre-qualified for free when you call them at 505-247-9999. That's 505-247-9999, or visit AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Calling all football players. Are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of No-Valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a... Oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's other way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
1-0's the count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
He brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed Fiegel this year. That one is hit on the line to left. It's going to send Avila back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's going to watch it go.
Closer and closer we get to September 2nd. Lobos kick off against Houston Baptist. Of course, Boise State's always on the schedule. Jeff Siembieda and J.J. Buck. Boise State, J.J., once again, the favorite to win the Mountain Division of the Mountain West. You down with that?
I'm down with that.
Yeah, it seems like everybody is. They got a new coach. Brian Harsin has moved on. They played in the Mountain West Championship game last year, lost to San Jose State in that game. Brian Harsin has moved on to the SEC, where he has taken over Auburn, and they brought back Andy Avalos, a former assistant. Had a chance to sit down with the new Boise State head football coach, and here's my conversation with Boise State's Andy Avalos.
Andy Avalos is the head football coach at Boise State. First media day as a head coach. What's the question that you're just so sick and I want to ask you? What are you tired of hearing?
Well, there's obviously a lot of interest generated around the quarterbacks and the competition that will be taking place in our camp coming up here in a couple weeks, but you know, amongst that is just some of the things that are new to football with name, image, and likeness that we're still sorting through on a lot of this stuff, and as well as what do the COVID protocols look like as we go into this football season, and as we near and some of these things solidify themselves, what are some of the challenges going to be?
So, as we're going to air this a little bit later, but as just so people understand, we're doing this towards the end of the day, and Andy's gone through the ringer, so I try to back off a little bit, but as you go into this as a first-year head coach at a place like this, at a place that you're so familiar with, the familiarity's got to make it somewhat more comfortable than it might be in another situation.
There's 100%. That is no doubt. And by no means is this an easy job. It's very difficult and it's challenging, but it's fun. And without the being familiar with not only the university, the program, but the city and all that, that'd be a whole nother element to doing this job if it was somewhere else.
You got 16, 17 starters coming back and 2 starters at quarterback essentially. But knowing that you've got what you've got, knowing that you've got the depth that you've been able to recruit at Boise State, you go into it as a first-time head coach. Is everything open, or in your mind do you kind of have an idea what you're going out there with on opening day?
No, we got to compete. In fall camp, that's what it's always about. Competition is the best thing we have in fall camp. Competition is what gets us up every morning when we're tired, mentally, physically. Our bodies don't feel like doing it. Competition is everything, and so we got to build some depth at all positions. And is there a competition battle at the quarterback position? Yes. We got to compete at corner. We got to compete at linebacker. We got to grow our mentality on the offensive line and defensive line, and the physicality of which we play with.
Andy Avalos is the first-year head coach at Boise State. This particular job, I know it means a lot to you, and anybody who's spent time at Boise State realizes how special it is. Does it come with an extra burden? Isn't the right word, but is it an extra responsibility? I mean, you've got to succeed no matter where you are, but there's a lot riding on this program, especially in that community?
Yeah, there's no question. That's what makes it fun. To be honest, a lot of people see that as pressure, but when you grow up in a program like this and you've been around programs that the expectations are high, you come to know nothing less. And really what it comes down to is focusing on what you need to do every single day and being consistent with that so you can achieve the ultimate goal.
I've been watching this league for a while. I've been running the bowl game for 15, going on 16 years, and been here since the inception of this league. I love the trend. There's a trend of young first-time head coaches, and really a trend coming through the Pac-12. You, Danny Gonzalez, Marcus, I don't know if Todd Graham's in the young category, but coming through the Pac-12, there really is something to that, and it feels like everybody I talk to and watch really feels ready and seems ready to take this step.
Yeah, there's no question. Going to Oregon for 2 years really helped prepare us for this. Gives us a perspective of some program philosophy, logistic ideas that we can add on to what we've always done at Boise State and our traditions to continue to grow those and make those stronger. And being a part of Oregon and getting a good feel of what could be added to Boise State to make it better and to improve it in all phases. We're not talking X's and O's. We're talking all phases of the program.
You're going to change the offense. Tim Plow's back, and it sounds like, I don't know what that means drastically and how much you want to get into that, but bringing somebody like that back, who knows Boise State, and I know who you trust offensively, is a big deal.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, offensively, Plow comes. It will be different in some certain aspects. Others it will not be. But he does come from a tree that is very consistent with the people that have run the offense in Boise State in the past. I mean, Coach Peterson came from UC Davis way back when. That's kind of where our coaching tree has come from.
Andy Avalos is with us. I was just thinking Marcus Arroyo because he came from Oregon as well, and we were just having that conversation about the young coaches. Andy Avalos is Boise State's head coach, and I am going to ask you about the quarterbacks. Hank Bachmeier and Jack Sears come in. I'm not going to ask you who the guy is. How are you going to make the decision? What is it going to be? Is strictly on practice? Is it going to be on last year? How are you going to decide who your guy is? And then will you stick to one, or do you expect them both to play?
No, we are going off the present now. We're not going off the past. If we're going off the past, we weren't even here in the past. So a fresh start is a fresh start for everybody. And what they've done over the course of the past 7 months, how they are growing their ability to lead off the field is huge. We got to be able to engage in people and provide enough confidence in people to believe in us and so that we can lead them. And then it starts with how we prepare. How diligent we are with the preparation and how quickly we can pick things up, and therefore how efficiently we can execute on the field. Yep.
Andy, I'm going to ask you about the league. And I know at Oregon you've played teams in this league. Now you're in it. I know you've obviously studied it. Coming from the Pac-12, but certainly with a background at Boise State, what is this league? What's the evolution of this league? Because it feels to me like the top is still pretty good, but the bottom has gotten better.
There's no question. It's tough. Week in and week out, you better be ready to play. And here's the thing, in the Pac-12, you don't see triple option. You don't see some of the things that you see in this conference in the Pac-12. You got to be diligent and be able to cover the whole parameter of what you're going to get through the course of the season. Whether it be on offense or defense. You see Rocky Long's defense has made its way into the Pac-12 with some of the Pac-12 schools hiring some of his disciples and people that run his defense. That's a very challenging scheme to face. And so that being said, whether it be on the offense side of the ball, defense side of the ball, there are very, very good coaches in this conference, and there are very good players in this conference that will be elite players and go on to play in the NFL.
Yeah, and will continue to be. With that said, and I'm asking you this knowing that you didn't say these things, but the previous head coach and athletic director at Boise State talked about wanting to leave the league. And there's a lot of chatter amongst fans of this league that Boise State felt that they were better than this league. Whether that's the right message that's being said, that's how it was received. All that said, does Boise State belong in this league? Do you feel that this is the right spot for Boise State?
We're extremely excited to continue to grow this league, and how we do that with the rest of the head coaches and the commissioner and his staff is a big to-do. We feel like we fit in this league. We have from a geographical and a competition standpoint. Now it's up to us as the leaders and how we grow this league and how we move forward in marketing, all the things that we're talking about in terms of the level of coaching, the level of play of individual players and teams in this league.
I love what you did with the coaching staff. Coach Plow's back. Frank Miley is with you now. Frank was the head coach, interim head coach at Utah State when they won the New Mexico Bowl a couple of years ago, and just a terrific guy. You've gone out and put together a heck of a staff.
We're very fortunate to have the people in place on the staff, and that's what it all starts with people. And Coach Danielson, defense coordinator, Coach Plow, and Frank Miley. Those were guys that prior to even getting offered the job, those guys were in. They were all in, and they wanted to come do this, and we felt very confident about moving forward with it, given the opportunity because of those men.
Lastly, Andy Avalos is with us. He's the Boise State head coach. National profile is there for Boise State. Now, what do you do with it? Non-conference games, and then the potential expansion of the CFP to 12. You want to win every week. The emphasis, is it different or is it the same as a league game when you play a high-profile non-conference game, whether it's South Florida, whether it's Georgia, whoever it is? How do you look at them?
Naturally, if you go into a new environment, especially, one on the road, that's always going to give a little extra energy. But ultimately, the consistency of which we operate, just like every day we've trained this summer, the consistency, how we train is how we're going to play, how we push ourselves, how we respond, and all those things. The consistency, and that's what it has to be regardless. Really, each and every opportunity we're competing against ourselves. Really, that's where it starts with, to see how well we can do and where we can grow from there.
Opportunities with the CFP potentially expanding. I'm going to assume that everybody in this league, including you, would be in favor of that.
Yeah, there's no question. I think it's good for college football as a whole. Expanding to a model that looks more like the NFL with the playoff system. We all know in the NFL when the playoffs hit, that's conversations on all channels, all media outlets, social medias, whatever it may be. And we're not talking about just the weekend when the game's being played. We're talking Monday through Friday, Saturday, and then with the financial gains would be coming from someone like that would be awesome as well.
Lastly, first time I walked on the blue turf, I knew it was just turf. I walked down there, I knew it was blue. My equilibrium was off for about 20 seconds. You bring a student athlete or recruit down, does anybody have that same feeling, or is it's just turf?
You have vertigo? What does it do?
Just for about 20 seconds I did, yeah.
It is unique and it is different, but I've never experienced that.
Well, you've been on it a bunch of times. It's good to see you, and I appreciate you making some time for us. Good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you having us on.
Next time I went down, I didn't have vertigo. I literally, I've told you that.
It's
just
a weird feeling the first time
you did it too, right? Yeah. You knew it was turf. You knew it was blue. You walked down there and you stood there just for a quick second, right?
It's a different experience when you're right there on it.
All right, you can respond to what Andy Avalos had to say. I thought one of the things you could maybe you heard his. I thought he was pretty easy. I asked him the question about does Boise State feel they're better than the league, and he kind of went into a stock answer. But you can respond to that. I thought it was good. It's a guy who goes into a high pressure situation. That's the high pressure situation in this league. They're all high pressure, right? Everybody's fan base wants to win, but that's the brand. And it's a guy who going in and taking over, and he feels like he fits the bill of the last bunch of Boise State coaches.
We're talking about win totals, and what does that mean? It means schedules.
We're
looking at the upcoming schedule. Your schedule's going to get busy, not just with school starting, getting the kids, picking them up, practice, sport events, work. There's a lot to do. And by the way, the weekends, tailgating, college football, home on Sundays. So when are you going to get your workout in? F45 functional fitness, 45 minutes. And the thing about that is it's going to allow you to fit it into your busy schedule. But the key is you book your spot. So you lock it in on your schedule. And this is huge right now, is time, but also getting the worthwhile exercise out of said time. With high intensity full body functional fitness, 45 minutes is going to push you further than maybe even an hour and a half in a regular gym might. So get in there now, check them out, f45training.com. Download the F45 app today to see what it's all about, what high intensity training can do for you. Interval training, it's a great way to mix things up, or just get into fitness, because everything is set up when you go to the gym. The programs for each day set up, trainers go through your warm-up description, and then you're in it. So it's perfect for your schedule right now, as things are going to start getting even more crazy as we hit the fall. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the app to sign up for your 7-day free trial. Get in and get going. 45 minutes, get the job done. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
Staples Connect has amazing.
The Bo Kid. 1-0 Eagles. Just when we were talking about small ball, the Eagles played long ball. That boy's well hit to left. Coming in on it is Morrison. He drops it, and the Ravens win it.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120 volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Center fielder, Cade Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a... Oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs as Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's another way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
The count. And this one's high. It's going deep, and it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
he brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed Fiegel this year. That one is hit on the line to left. It's going to send Avila back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's going to watch it go. It's a solo homer off the bat of Bo Kidd. 1-0 Eagles. Just when we were talking about small ball, the Eagles play long ball. Put over with 2 outs here. That boy's well hit to left. Coming in on it is Morrison. He drops it, and the Ravens win it.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years.
All right, I hope you enjoyed Andy Avalos' conversation. Eddie Nunez was with us earlier. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck. Bobcat produces on the radio side. TV is Aaron back there for ProView Networks. 505-246-0610. Want to go back to it?
Yes.
Edward, good morning. How you living? Hello,
You know how I'm living? I'm living like it's closer to Thanksgiving. And, you know, now that Costco has their Christmas decorations up, because it is August 10th, by the way.
It's getting late.
It is getting late. We got to be prepared in life.
Yeah.
It sets the tone for the Crusher to start preparing his divisional predictions in the NFL. And I'll unleash those because I'm painfully accurate as normal. And I'm glad JJ's feeling better, by the way. That's most important because if you have health, you have wealth in life. Trust me. You know, we're so fortunate to have the AD that we have here, Mr. Nunez, and we're also fortunate to have Mario down in Las Cruces. These guys are young, dynamic, talented, well-versed leaders, and they do such a tremendous job. And I listened to Coach Martin's interview where he said, hey, we were one of 2 teams in the country for football that took the biggest hit. I think it was them and UConn, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
You know, I do listen intently, my friends.
I see that.
It's a skill that most people lack. But, you know, they're so dynamic and talented, it's amazing. I did want to talk, thank you for sharing the interview with us, by the way. I do want to talk briefly about Luka Doncic, aptly named by the Crusher. I thought back to all the years I've been watching the NBA, and what we're seeing is probably, outside of Kareem, who came into the league and thoroughly dominated. They changed the rules in college for him because you couldn't dunk, if you remember that, Jeff.
I do.
And then Jordan wasn't this good at 21. Jordan came in and led with fierce athleticism and then developed his jumper. LeBron came in and was just like next level athleticism, but obviously couldn't shoot. He was more a facilitator and attacked the rim. I think Luka is probably the most skilled person that we've seen come in at 20 years old. Jeff and JJ, in the playoffs this year, I saw him kill Kawhi and Paul George. They wanted no part of him. And those are 2 of the better defensive players in the league. And who knows how this is going to transpire over the next few years. But he's going to be – it's amazing. I mean, I haven't seen this level of offensive prowess at 21. He's 22 now, I believe. But even at 20 years old, he was killing people. But, you know, it's interesting to see. I think if they had a number 2 this year, they would have got a lot deeper in the playoffs. But, you know, we'll see how it plays out. But I've enjoyed watching his game. And I think there's more to come, a lot more to come. The NFL, so I watched the NFL Hall of Fame speeches. Tom Flores was amazing, amazing. Jimmy Johnson talked about what I talked to a lot of people about, QTL, quality time left in life. And he talked about he's never seen his son football, and he was famously successful with an NCAA championship and 2 Super Bowl rings. And he said, hey, it's all about my family. And, you know, I didn't root for Peyton Manning because he was, you know, an adversarial opponent to Tom Brady. I love him now. I absolutely love him. And I think he should be the next NFL commissioner. He's dynamic and likable, and he has a lot of foresight. And it's funny to watch these guys and see their true personality come out after they retire, and they're more at ease and peace with themselves. And I enjoyed every one of those interviews. Do I think they let a few guys in that probably maybe not need to be in or yet? Yes, but they're all deserving of what they've done in their careers. So anyway, thanks for letting me share those thoughts. And don't put your Christmas tree up too early unless, you have a New England Patriots tree. Have a great day, guys.
Good day. Peyton Manning, next commissioner of the NFL?
No.
Why not?
I don't think it's as celebrity enough for him.
That might be right. That might be right. It pays well.
It does.
$42 million a year, is that what it is? All right, we'll get back into the NFL talk. Give you some AFC sleepers. Teams to look out for. I want your thoughts as well. 505-246-0610. Bobcat and Aaron and us, we're simply Jeff and JJ on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
NFL Network now on the Westwood One Radio Network. A welcome site
for your business or your home. Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili, breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium. Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything.
To go for 5 years running. Don't sweat the technique. This is the opening drive with two-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Siembieda, and J.J. Buck.
All right, so who do you have that isn't, I don't know, the top pick? Who do you have that isn't a favorite in the NFL as we're getting closer and closer? Jeff Siembieda, J.J. Buck. You can send us a text or call 505-246-0610. That's 505-246-0610. That doubles as the Quan's Auto Care hotline and the NMDOT text line. You can get in there as well. Jeff Siembieda and J.J. Buck, we just kind of went through. Surprise teams, we kind of really made it through the NFC, huh? I mean, all of our surprise teams, whether it was you like the Giants and the Falcons, I kind of thought maybe the Vikings and the Redskins, I'm sorry, the Washington football team, and maybe Carolina. I'm going to start in the AFC with a team that JJ, they've been there forever, and now nobody's talking about the Steelers. And I just don't think the Steelers are done. Everybody tells me their demise, that Roethlisberger's dead. They draft a young, dynamic, I think, running back. I still think they got weapons on the outside. I still think they're decent defensively, and I think there's a little left in the tank for Ben if he's healthy. Like I'm not convinced the Steelers are completely done.
The Steelers are not done. Pittsburgh and Cleveland are the same exact football team. And last year, Cleveland ended up the 6th seed. Pittsburgh was a 3. I could see that similarly again this season. Maybe those teams just swapping places, being right there because they're going to do the same thing. They're going to try to run the football, get a quarterback to make some big plays, but it's all not going to be on the arm of Baker Mayfield or especially Ben Roethlisberger at this point in time. So Pittsburgh is not dead yet.
All right, so you buy that one.
You
got one in the AFC?
In the AFC, it's tougher because a team I really like, but the division is just a monster. It's Cincinnati. I love what they're doing around Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
I think talent-wise, the last couple of drafts, they've done a really good job of bringing pieces in. I think Joe Burrow is a guy that's going to excel in this. Coming off the knee injury, they would be one of the teams that I'm saying, all right, going the over, making a push, but I think that division is so tough. But I think Cincinnati could flirt with close to hitting the over. They're at 6.5 right now on the win total. Joe Burrow comes back, plays good early. They're able to score some points. I think they could put some pressure on teams.
Fair. Raiders. It's just time, isn't it? It's just time. It's Derek Carr's put up or shut up again. I think, again, another team with a better defense, a dynamic running back, decent receivers. It just feels like it's time. And this is the year, like, as much as they went into the new stadium last year, this is kind of the year they go into the new stadium and really they get another restart.
They get fans.
Yeah. I look at them and I'm like, why? Why are they not? I just think it's time. And I look at that division and who's the second best team in that division? And everybody's telling me the Chargers. And I think it's all because of that now second-year quarterback. Yeah, they got a nice defense, but who's running the football for the Chargers? Can they ever keep a receiver healthy? Ever. I think the Raiders are the second best team in that division.
I think the Raiders are who we thought they are. I don't know what else it's going to be. Derek Carr had a really good year last year.
Yes.
Is it just deep? They were bad defensively. Okay, so can they be that team when you look down and say, all right, who could get in as a 7 seed? I would say if I'm trying to find someone in the AFC to take the over, to make that run, the Raiders would be ultimately the team I'd go with because they get the quarterback play. Not only Josh Jacobs, they go out and Kenyon Drake. So all of a sudden they got some stability in the committee approach there. Darren Waller, second best receiving tight end in the game right now. We're talking regular season production. They find out defensively they can be a playoff team.
Playoff teams. AFC, Kansas City, Tennessee, Baltimore, Buffalo win the divisions?
Yes.
Miami, Cleveland, and then I think it comes down to the Raiders, the Chargers, the Steelers for the last, and maybe New England for the last spot.
Of those teams, I'm going to say Miami is going to be on the outside looking in.
Okay.
And New England's sitting there at 9.5.
Okay, so here's the New England thing. They will be better defensively because they got hit more than anybody else because of COVID opt-outs, right? So why was New England so bad? Why did everybody get to laugh at Belichick last year? Why was, Tommy got over? Okay, look, Belichick, I don't want to say gets a pass, but he kind of gets a pass, right? He had to buy $1 million, $1 million quarterback sounds like a big expensive quarterback. He had to buy a cheap quarterback trying to resurrect his career, who had COVID and didn't play well. He had a defense that opted out at numbers that nobody else did. So what are they? They went out and got 2 tight ends. They drafted a quarterback who's probably not going to start. I got to believe Cam's going to be your starter again. They got a bunch of guys who run the football. But to me, I look at them and I'm like, I'm not sold because I just don't buy the quarterback play. I don't think.
Well, with all that being said, they were 7-9.
I know.
And so I think they're the team that ends up 9-8.
Right.
Because there are no more 500 football teams. They 17-game NFL regular season, 10-7. So I think they are a little bit better record-wise, but not good enough to run down Buffalo.
Alan, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. How you doing, Alan?
Good. Good morning, guys. Hope you're having a good day. Hey, I was just curious. I was wondering, now you guys have been doing this 11 or 12 years?
13.
I forget which.
13. Yeah, 13.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, first of all, congratulations for that. You guys have been doing a great job. The next thing is, though, I'm curious if in the 13 years that you folks have been doing this and working together, which teams have been adapting best to the changes in the NFL, and how do you think that's affected how this year is going to work?
It's interesting. I would tell you, from my perspective, New England and Kansas City have regularly adapted, and Pittsburgh have regularly adapted the best. Would you say, I mean, is there somebody else?
Those are the ones that are good to start with.
Yeah. I think, currently, Alan, I would tell you probably, what the Buccaneers did last year. They adapted pretty damn well, didn't they?
Yes. That was actually quite a surprise to me. How Tom Brady, I don't know how else to say it, he was able to bring a quasi-unified team together in almost, I'm not going to say miraculous, that's a silly way to put it, but in a very cohesive way, and even being able to have the offensive units and the defensive units recognize their place in the team and how to say, let's just do what we're good at. Let's do what we're supposed to do in our role. And it's funny, I wonder if other coaches and if other teams have an individual like that. And I'm going to let you guys go. I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Alan. No, it's an interesting way to look at it, isn't it?
John Harbaugh.
Yeah, I think that's right.
You went from Joe Flacco to Lamar Jackson. There could not be more different quarterbacks to run an offense with.
Bruin James, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hi, James.
Hey, good morning. How's it going, guys?
Good. How you doing?
Gonna stand on my soapbox again, man. They keep talking about Texas and Oklahoma going to SEC, and then the Pac-12 gonna move a little bit bigger or whatever. Well, I like the Pac-12 the way it is right now. I don't want to see any more teams in it, And as for Oklahoma and Texas, it seems like a good move right now, but Texas is probably they're gonna suffer the most because of all the schools in the state of Texas that have popped up in the past few years. Texas is going to SEC, and they're not. I have a feeling they're not going to have a good time in the SEC. So, but that's it. Have a good one, guys.
Later,
have
Jim.
a good one.
All right. I think early on they're gonna have a reality check. I think depending when they get in, right? If is it next year, 2 years, 3 years? I think pretty quick they get a reality check. You don't.
One of the words you said is the most important one. Check.
Yeah. Check is the
Cha-ching. These moves aren't about winning. Because where's Nebraska? Where's Maryland? Where's Rutgers?
Yeah. They're getting paid.
I believe.
No,
I think
you're
Oklahoma
right.
Nebraska. Out fast.
Nebraska.
Texas. It's about, hey, as long as we're getting more money than everyone else, we're gonna feel like we're always in position to somehow take that next step.
It is about getting paid. I understand, but at some point, every Saturday you got to go out on the football field, and
that's no surprise. Texas keep talking about Vince Young and how awesome that Rose Bowl was.
Well, all right.
And
So
when
do
was
you
that?
believe Texas won't be able to compete in the
No,
SEC?
I think
they
they're
will
gonna
compete. They will compete. I think Texas and Oklahoma changes the competition dynamic in the SEC. Now, I don't think Alabama or LSU or anybody else is scared of them. And by the way, I mean the west side of it now is Texas A&M, LSU, Oklahoma, Auburn, Alabama, Mississippi State, or does Alabama and Auburn go into the other side? If they split it into 8 and 8, Auburn and Alabama probably go the other side, right? It'd be Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, LSU, Mississippi State, right?
Yeah, because how would it work if, I know they were kind of floating the pod idea out there, but then how do you get, is it just 2 best records and then you put them
I don't know how they're going to do it, but if they go into 2 divisions, then Alabama and Auburn probably go into the East with Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky, everybody else. It would be Texas, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Arkansas, Missouri, LSU, Ole Miss, and Mississippi State. That'd be the SEC West. And Auburn, Alabama. I mean, if you're doing it geographically. And now you get Alabama, Florida every year, and you lose that Alabama LSU game. But all of a sudden, I mean, does the power go the other side?
All of a sudden, who's feeling terrible is Georgia.
Georgia's going, wait a minute, what the hell just happened?
Wait, we're
here?
the team that's always on the other side.
Yeah. Florida. What the? Wait. Now they're. This sucks. Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. Keep them coming. Emails Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. I'm going to have on-the-spot automotive detailing coming out and visiting very, very soon. What do? They make your car look, smell, feel beautiful. On-the-spot auto detailing comes to you wherever, whenever it's convenient for you, and they detail your vehicle. That means wash, wax, inside, outside, the stink, the smell, the pet hair, all that's gone. And when they're done, it looks like the day you took it off the lot. They also offer other things because your car, the first impression is your paint job, right? They offer paint corrections for anything from scratches to asphalt removal and get your car looking like new again. So they've got a ceramic coating, which is the best way to protect your paint for years. They'll apply the ceramic coating by hand, and that makes it last longer, and it gets a more even coating than anybody else offers. On-the-spot auto detailing. Oh, and this is another one of those. If you're looking for that gift, like we're always looking for a gift for somebody who buys everything for themselves, and I always think, what would I want? This would be a great gift. On-the-spot auto detailing. Give them a call, 505-859-2859, 505-859-2859, or visit them online, otsdetailing.com.
Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsINC.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side where you can watch the show worldwide. We're kind of open for you, been all over the place. NFL stuff as we get there. It's just kind of time now. You're going to watch football this weekend. What's your feel in the NFL? Like where are you? Who are everybody's got the Chiefs and the Packers and the Buccaneers and the Bills, all right? Kind of is that where we are? The 4 favorites, the 2 favorites in each division or in each conference? And then people kind of like, all right, I'll give you the Rams and maybe the Seahawks and the Browns and the Ravens. Like there's four contenders in each conference, right? Are those your 4 favorites?
Yes.
All right. And so who else? And where else are you going? Who's going to surprise? Little news this morning. Deshaun Watson likely not going to play. What? Not out?
Like, how is...
I don't
understand this.
That one blows my mind, too.
I understand... stand where we're at in terms of the civil suit, and that's not going to be decided. But it's one that, how can Houston keep playing this game with him?
I don't know. At
training camp, but not practicing. He wants to be traded. Like, Deshaun Watson is probably going to lose a year of football. But guess what? Dudes are playing till they're 44. This is one that off the field stuff has to be figured out and can't be taken lightly before I'm putting that dude on the field to start a game. And if he loses a year, so be it. Because you can get that back.
I'm with you, and the uncertainty of everything. Who's going to trade for him? What are you going to give up? I mean, you don't know if not only is he going to miss 4 to 6 games, you don't know if he's going to prison.
And then, yeah, if the civil cases, if they settle, but then how does the NFL handle that? Like, that's just a mess that I do not want. And we know this league, we know sports. Talent equals opportunity.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson's going to get his opportunity. It ain't going to be this season.
I think I'm right there with you, and I don't understand it, but he won't play on this week.
Because, like, what kind of atmosphere you're creating in Texans camp then? You're answering those questions every day. He's there kind of hanging out, but not playing. Got Tyrod Taylor. You got the Mills kid out of Stanford, who was their first pick in the draft in, was it third round? That they had their first pick. And, like, that's the story every day. This is a terrible organizational decision. It's a terrible position to be in as a head coach. The Texans are a disaster.
Yeah, no, their quarterbacks afterwards are Tyrod Taylor, David Mills, and Jeff Driscoll. Has Jeff Driscoll been on every team in America too? I mean, do they have some talent? Yeah, I think they do. I didn't realize how deep they were at running back with marginal running backs. David Johnson, Philip Lindsay, Mark Ingram, and Rex Burkhead. They've all been on your fantasy team at one point. You picked them up for a week. Do they have any receivers? I love Brandon Cooks, but I mean, do I love him with their quarterback situation? Like he's literally my last keeper decision to make. Do I keep him with that quarterback situation? Tyrod's got to throw to someone, right? Is that your guy? But where are they going? I can't agree with. And then defensively, they lose so much. They lose the heart and soul of their defense. When J.J. Watt left and went to Arizona. Whether you think he's still great or not, I think he's still really good. You lose the heart and soul that you lost the face of that franchise. This is such a hard job. So we had this conversation yesterday. You think they're the worst team in the league?
With everything that's going on, yes. Because I think it is a failure of management, a failure in leadership to not have a plan with Deshaun Watson.
So who are your 3 candidates for worst team? Well, I'll give you mine. Worst team in the league. It's them, the Lions, and the Eagles. I think the Eagles are horrible.
Detroit, 4.5.
So I think, and this is where I give the Lions one up on both of those teams. They got a quarterback. Look, Jared Goff might be, he wasn't good enough for the Rams, and might be whatever you think he was. Jared Goff was still good enough to take him to the Super Bowl a couple years ago, and is still a better than serviceable quarterback in the NFL. Now, do they have anything around him? We can have that conversation, certainly. I think they've got a couple of decent running backs. Who's he throwing the ball to? I mean, who are their number 1 receivers? Brashard Perriman, Quintez Cephas, and Terrell Williams. So the answer is really no.
Drafted St. Brown.
Yeah, they've got Amon Ray St. Brown. They're not, and defensively they weren't very good. Yeah, they got a quarterback. I mean, you put that quarterback in Washington. If Jared Goff was in Washington, you'd love the Redskins, wouldn't you?
You'd be much more confident.
I'd love the Redskins right now.
You could say they'd win that division.
You can make that argument, right?
Comfortably.
Yeah. If you put that quarterback, Jared Goff, in New Orleans, would you feel better about that whole situation?
100%.
Yeah. Now, there's a couple places where you say
stability is okay. When you have the roster, stability is okay. Look, Jared Goff is stability.
Yeah, he's not a bad quarterback. As much as Ram fan, except for Ralph. Ralph still thinks he's better than Stafford.
Well, it's the Jimmy G scenario.
No, it's absolutely the Jimmy G thing. Yeah.
His is availability. Goff is just feel like he doesn't have that
consistency.
or that extra gear. Like sometimes the play is not always going to work as designed. You're not always going to be able to play within the system. So, can you pull something out? Can you make those couple plays that are outside the box that take you to the next level? I think that's where Sean McVay and Jared Goff kind of hit that ceiling, is they said, all right, when things are working, this dude will get us there.
Look,
but does he have that crazy sidearm cowboy throw you might need that they think Matthew Stafford can give you?
Like, as a Ram fan, I think it's an upgrade. Do I think they gave up too much? Yeah, but we have this conversation all the time. In the NFL, you got to live in the now. I don't know what's going to be tomorrow. I have no idea what next year's going to look like. You don't. Did you see Tampa Bay going to what they were going to? Do you have Mahomes turning into what he was? Like, if you got a window, you got to win now. And if I've got to overpay, it's like the NBA in some respects, but I think the NFL more. If you've got to overpay to win now, and worry about rebuilding for later. If your organization is decent, you're not going to become the Eagles, right? You're not going to become the long-term Cleveland Browns. You're just not. If your organization is decent, but you've got to figure it out. I don't know. To me, it's a huge upgrade. Yeah, they paid a lot. Yeah, they absolutely did. But they had a chance to get to the Super Bowl this year, do the Rams. And as a fan, that's all you want. 505-246-0610. As a homeowner, as a business owner, all you want is security. You want to know that you are safe, that you are protected, that your family is safe, that your business is safe. And that's why I trust IPS. International Protective Service. They watch my home. They have for years. Aaron is committed to this community. I know many of you might have signed up for an armed security company, and then that company has been sold twice, and your security is in the hands of a company from out of state, and that's not what you signed up for, and I understand that. It's not what you have to have. You can switch to IPS. There's no long-term contracts, and the deal with IPS is they're not going anywhere. Aaron is committed to making Albuquerque a better and safer place to live and work. His trained armed security officers are monitoring 24 hours. If your alarm goes off, they're there within 5 to 7 minutes. If you go out of town, they watch your home, roll the garbage cans to the curb and back on garbage day, pick up the newspapers, they mail, give your home that lived-in look, do exterior checks regularly. Can't tell you how many times I watched them when I was out of town last week. Come by the house just on the security cameras. IPS gives me a sense of security. Give them a call. See what they can do for you. I think you're going to love what they do. 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. Or visit them online at ipsglobal.net.
Wide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a... Oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch and That's other way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
The count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
And he brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed Fiegel this year. That one is hit on the line to left. It's going to send Avila back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's going to watch it go. It's a solo homer off the bat of Bo Kidd. One nothing Eagles. Just when we were talking about small ball, the Eagles played long ball. Good over with 2 outs here. That boy's well hit to left. Coming in on it is Morrison. He drops it, and the Ravens win it.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico.
So it's kind of fun to talk NFL. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I know we're a little ways away. We're just kind of prognosticating, but it's just it's kind of fun just to talk NFL. And you got, when's your first fantasy draft? I got one a week from Saturday.
It's here.
Bob, when's yours? Just saying. You should play fantasy football. No? It's work.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's work. Ooh. I see what you're thinking. Yeah. I think he just winked at me.
Every once in a while, I'll pull out the wing.
Now I'm nervous.
Ooh, we've never had like a listeners league, and they're just like, I guess there's too many.
Do a host league.
Yeah, we could do that. So that'd be the 3 of us, Trulio and Carlisle, and Vital. And you bring in your weekend boys, or you bring in?
I'm bringing everyone.
I'm in.
I'm
dude.
putting
Clark, Brandon,
know-it-alls over on KKOB on the line.
They know everything. I'm down.
They all got what? Eagles, Steelers, Browns.
Eagles, Steelers, Browns.
Cowboys.
What's Brandon's team? I don't know what Brandon.
Is Boat Cowboy fan?
I don't know.
Actually, I don't know.
To be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would Strauss play? He knows everything.
Yeah, he plays fantasy football.
He does?
Yeah, I think he does.
I smell what you're cooking.
Steelers fan.
I smell what it is you're cooking. Now, I'm not, here's my only, I'm not a hard, fast rule guy. Oh, I'll never do that. I'm not entering a league where, well, if you finish last, you got to get a tattoo. And
no, tattoo leagues are a little
stupid.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing that.
A little tough.
But yeah, let's,
I don't think we need anything like that on the line.
So Carlisle, Trulio, you and me, Clark, Brandon.
Host league out there.
Strauss.
Get some.
Ben DiNucci was a sports guy for a minute, right?
Back and forth going.
Yeah. Maybe even bring Kiki, Carlos, and Doug DeRocher.
There you go.
It'd be a monster league,
I
like
think
16-team league.
It's up to you to set that up.
Oh, I just gave myself work to do.
Yeah, it's up to you to set that up. You can get it do it actually, and we could do an online draft. Could we do it when I'm back from Maui? I'm just saying.
Just do it from the beach.
All right,
see what you got yourself into, JJ.
So what are you doing? 12, 16, 12 teams max or what?
That's probably going to be a monster league then.
Oh, well, I mean, there's easy 12. Yeah. Well, they got to get they. It should be requisite. I'm not mandating anything. I'm not big on the mandates, Bob. But
good.
Yeah, but I'm mandating all the talents get in.
Mandate your fantasy football entry.
I like that. I smell what it is you're cooking, and I like it. I like it. All right, who's the best receiver in the NFL right now? Best receiver in the NFL. You got one you're going to start. Who are you taking?
Who are you taking, Jim?
DeAndre Hopkins. Right now in his prime, I think he's the best.
Nuke Hopkins.
Is that where you're going?
So I'm going with Devontae Adams.
Okay, and I get that a lot. And he's going to be the target, and he's going to put up sick numbers. And I'm big on him. He's a Fresno State guy. He's a Mountain West guy. Love him. I
can't
think
always agree with you.
Yeah, no, and that's fine. You had to go another way. The reason I went Hopkins over Adams is I just think physically he's just bigger.
Yeah, feels like Nuke is the best contested ball catcher.
And that's why I love a guy like that.
The hands, his catch radius.
Can I tell you where I'm going to go? And this is off the board for maybe number 2. And it's not Tyreek Hill, and it's not one of these. I love me some DK Metcalf. Love me some DK Metcalf. Now, he drops a few too many, but as far as.
It's a scary human being.
Huge, fast. It's so fast and big. Like, I am so big on DK Metcalf. I think he's the next great one, and I think he's on his way.
Yeah, I think Metcalf is on that Julio Jones trajectory.
Yeah.
Dude's just going to be monster presence anytime he's on the field.
Yeah, I am. And then we'll watch because there's so many young ones that have just come into the league in the last 2 years.
Look what Stephon Diggs did last season. Yeah. He led the league in receptions, his route running. He was 127 receptions for Stephon Diggs. I think Calvin Ridley is ready to.
I think he's terrific.
Explode.
And now that Julio's
Julio
gone,
Jones gone, and be one of those guys. And receiver is incredibly deep because you can get down to 15 to 20, and then you start talking about a Chris Godwin or an Adam Thielen,
or Chase Claypool,
Mark Cooper.
Yeah, no, you go deep. Everybody's got one or two, and if you don't like I'm looking at a ranking here, and I just disagree with some of them. I think Tyler Boyd is so much better than a 4th tier guy.
Tyler Boyd's got the talent. It's about
staying healthy.
If you're looking at it from a rankings perspective, and I assume that probably has a fantasy football twist on it. If you're Tyler Boyd, well, then you also got T. Higgins, and then you got Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase is going to be really interesting. What Jamar Chase brings to them as a rookie is going to be really, really interesting. Terry, good morning. A little early for you, but I guess not. Hello.
Oh, yes. I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed today.
That's good.
So I was talking to Bob. Bob did a great job with the steeplechase. So I threw at him how to figure out why a marathon is 26.2 miles. 26, that's just a sprint. 27, no, way too far.
Why?
So he'll come in. So why it's 26.2?
Why is it?
Ask Bob. Has he figured it out yet?
I told him to figure it out.
You
gave me advanced.
I gave it to him. He's the expert on sorting through all these.
Well, I know how to use Google.
I kind of like math and word problems. You say the Rams are in for the long haul, so it's like Edward calls in and likes Tommy Boy, and Rudy calls in and hates officiating. When's the next time the Rams get a first-round draft pick? And I think it's sometime after Addie graduates from college, but before Austin graduates from high school. I might be wrong, but I digress. Something like that.
That's so true.
And that's part of why I kind of understood Rodgers complaining, where some of the teams are saying, yes, let's do it now, and a couple moves, but we move on. But today I thought discuss maybe, the NFL and the forfeits, because some teams seem to take it more seriously than others about getting the vaccine. And I thought if a team has to forfeit, and they should have to forfeit 2 checks, because I think it's going to kind of stink if the team that was playing by the rules has to forfeit a check just because they were scheduled to play a team that didn't care. The other way would be maybe have cage matches making up for the loss. So if, Cousins doesn't want to get a shot, maybe then they do a $49.95 cage match with him. And if they were playing the Rams, him and Aaron Donald gets 15 minutes with him, because it just seems to be very diverse of how seriously people want to take it. So, and last little question on the college football. is it a smokescreen? And if you have the information, Jeff, or can share it, but if it was an expansion to 12 teams, I still don't know why Oklahoma and Texas left. I know there's more money, but it seemed like, well, yeah, the Big 12 would have got 2 teams for sure, and SEC would have got 3. But with them going to SEC, it just kind of thinks to me they're going to not stick by that 12 team and all of a sudden just take off and hightail it out of town with 40 or 50 or 60 teams. So, again, I'll get off. Bob will give a wonderful answer. You guys have a great day. Take care.
All right, see you. Look, the SEC thing is really it's intriguing from so many angles. Ryan sent me this. He said the SEC, the pod system seems to make the most sense. He says play all 3 teams in your pod, 2 from the rest, 3 non-conference. So it gives you the chance to play every team in the conference every few years, gives you top 2 teams in the championship every year. So what he's saying is you'd be in your pod. You'd play 3 teams in your pod, and you would play 2 teams from every other pod. 2, 4, 6 would be 9 games. So you would play half the teams from the other pods every 2 years, right? You'd switch off. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So you'll play Alabama and Auburn, and you'll play South Carolina. Your Texas. You play all your teams, and I imagine that's how it will work. That makes the most sense, but it will be unbalanced. The year that you don't have to play Alabama and Oklahoma does, you've got the advantage. It's just how it's going to be. I mean, that's because there is no perfect way to set this thing up. There just isn't. And that's going to be the discrepancy. And then it's going to be, well, I mean, if they would have played it, what's their strength of schedule? And you're going to have a whole other set of issues when you get down to committees. But I'll just invite, 7 teams from the SEC and trickle in a Pac-12 team and a Group of 5 and Big Ten. Throw me
the angle they're going for.
Yeah, it sounds like it is. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Hey, don't waste your hard-earned money on high credit card rates. Instead, consolidate your debt with help from your mortgage. You could save up to $1,000 a month. How does that sound to you? Call my friends at American Financing. When you consolidate debt, you're able to make one low monthly payment instead of a bunch of payments. Paying off your higher interest debts faster may also improve your credit rating. Again, it could save you up to $1,000 a month, plus tens of thousands in long-term savings. Imagine the difference that can make. And pick up the phone, get a free mortgage review, and find out what you can save. There's no pressure. There's no upfront or hidden fees. You might even get to postpone 2 mortgage payments, but you've got to call American Financing. You got to do it soon. The phone number is 505-247-9999. That's 505-247-9999. Or visit them online, AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
For over 50 years at Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
The Sports Animal. Sports Animal.
All right, you get baseball tonight. Topes won. They beat the Dodgers last night. Is today Tuesday? It is, right?
Yes.
Wrap up the series today. Oklahoma City and Isotopes. Josh Sushan cracks the microphone for you tonight. That'll start at 6:15. Tomorrow, our conversation will be, I'm trying to remember who we did for Wednesday. Calvin Turner, who was the most valuable player, the offensive MVP of the New Mexico Bowl, played in Frisco, Kirky, if you recall. He is Hawaii's dynamic kick returner rideout. JJ, his story is fascinating. I don't know if you know much about him. A kid that grew up, I want to say in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, went to Jacksonville, had no Division I offers. And Jacksonville dropped their football program, and he had nowhere to go. So he ended up in Hawaii. Pretty good run.
Quite the leap.
Won a bowl game. Was MVP of the bowl game. SportsCenter top 10. Pretty good run for him. So we'll tell his story and have a conversation with him. That'll be tomorrow in the 8 o'clock hour, working on some other stuff as well. Messi has arrived in Paris. It's a big deal. Look at all the cameras. Everybody wants a piece of Lionel Messi. He is going to make the equivalent of a small country's economy, and he's good. He's good. This is a big deal, huh?
It's a very big deal.
Yeah.
The best way to put it is Kobe Bryant, like playing for the Warriors
or Orlando
the last few years. No, because PSG's good.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. I was thinking like a big move, but yeah, going to the Warriors. Yeah. Yeah, it's a big deal. So it's actually kind of crazy. Just watching the reaction of people and how heartbroken they are about this. And
This wasn't necessarily a move Messi wanted to make. Like, he was willing to stay at Barcelona. He had agreed to terms to stay at Barcelona.
So how did that go down then? And so they still couldn't afford a pay cut? Could he have taken more of a pay cut, or does it just get to the point where it's, all right, you can't do that?
It got really low. And with Barcelona, there was some people are saying it was a sense of maybe they were ready to move on.
Okay. You think that's true?
It's one of those things that doesn't necessarily make sense if you're Barcelona, because he is still very good, and he's also the player that sells tickets out, that sells the jerseys, that like you're going to earn it back on him even late in his career at this point in time. There's a lot of moving pieces to this, but to see him end up at PSG, front three is absolutely phenomenal, and it is. And that's just trying to equate it to people that might not have an idea of what that landscape is all about. It is, when it's all said and done, you look back and go, man, Kobe anywhere else? No. Like, but that was Messi's mentality. He was Barcelona to the end, and then here he is at PSG.
Are you? I mean, and it wasn't Tommy that much. You don't think? Okay.
Because there was a lot more movement both ways in this. It doesn't, like Messi, he's like any big time athlete. When the franchise is going through some stuff, it's like, well, what are we doing? What are we bringing in? But he was in. Like, he's like, all right, I'm here. Here's the contract. Let's go.
I'll give you one, and it might be before your time, but it happened. It was Gretzky going to the Kings. It shook the world. Not only did he leave Edmonton, but he went to America. Not only did he go to America, he went to L.A. L.A. wasn't very good, so it might be a little different. When Barry Melrose was there, and just all of a sudden there was interest there. So is that closer?
That works.
Yeah, Gretzky leaving Edmonton and going to the Kings. So that shakes it up for you a little bit. All right, hey, you and I haven't talked about this. We're coming up towards the end. What the Lakers did last week, between you and I not being together, me being gone, you being gone. LeBron going out and recruiting Carmelo, who, he says, I don't think much is there. And then LeBron's tweet, y'all just keep hating on my team, which I actually, good for him. You like the makeup of what the Lakers did now? You think, I love their big three. I think their big three, to be honest with you, when healthy, is better than Brooklyn's big three.
No.
I do. I think LeBron, AD, and Westbrook is because Durant and LeBron, you give the edge to Durant, but I go the other way if they're healthy, and it's a different kind of a big three.
Yeah, the fact, it's Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
but I'm taking James Harden, Kyrie Irving over Russell Westbrook.
Okay, and we'll see. But the rest of the roster, there's some names on there now. I mean, God bless them with their names. You think this works?
I do.
You do?
Like, I'm in, because with LeBron James, there's seasons he hasn't won, but any team he's been on, you haven't looked and said, oh, they just can't play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Like, LeBron makes it work. And Russell Westbrook, you have two guys that are similar in terms of what they want to do. Well, guess what? Russell Westbrook can get a lot of time during the regular season to do that. I think that's a big part of this move. It's not just having a big three, but it takes some pressure off AD and LeBron in the regular season. And then you get to the postseason, the dynamics are going to change. And I believe in Russell Westbrook at this point in time that
absolutely
you're going to defer to LeBron. Like, he's going to be okay in those moments. And you can still see a team that has guys that want to attack the basket. Two guys that want to attack the basket is not going to break basketball.
So I'm fine with Westbrook and LeBron. I think that I agree with you. It works. I don't think they address the shooting issue. Now, is Schroeder going to be able to shoot next year? Is he just going to be a shooter? Is he going to be there?
Not even on the team.
Is he going to be there? He's still on the roster theoretically.
He's a free agent.
I think Dwight Howard at 35 does what Dwight Howard did at 33. I think he comes in and plays that same role. I'm fine. Like, whatever. I think he comes in and gives you good minutes. And Trevor Ariza at 36. Like, what's left there? What does he do for you? He defends? He defends, right?
I think 27 games down the stretch for Miami to end the season. A defender. And the same thing with Wayne Ellington. Like, these guys get defense, shoot threes. Like, that's where it's coming from.
Well, do they shoot threes consistently enough? See, I still think they're lacking a shooter. I do. Now, maybe I think their best three-point shooter is LeBron.
And really, what are you going to get out of Anthony Davis? Because I think when the Lakers are going to be out of their best, this is not just a health question. It's you're going to have to play the 5. Lakers will be the most dangerous team with Anthony Davis playing the 5. LeBron and Westbrook run the perimeter. Anthony Davis, maybe at times, in the corner, but you're going to have to take over inside and then mix and match the 2 spots around those 3.
Okay. I question a little bit how that makeup works. It is an old roster. Do they make another run? Yeah, I think they make a run if they stay healthy. Yeah, I mean, and it's really the big 3 stay healthy. I mean, if Dwight Howard gets hurt, so what? If Trevor Ariza gets hurt, okay. Well, I think Russell Westbrook.
You get to the playoffs healthy, Melo's going to give you a good 20 minutes here or there. That's the whole point.
See, I question how good they're going to be. But we'll see. Thanks to Eddie Nunez and to Andy Avalos. They guested on our show today. The Jim Rome Show is next. Heard with Colin Cowherds after that. Sports Bar with Trulio and Carlisle. Local talk at 4 o'clock. 6:15, you get Isotopes and Oklahoma City. Aaron, big day today. Good job. Appreciate you. Gato Roberto, as always, bueno trabajo.
You're welcome, I think.
Yeah. Todo en español, muchas gracias.
Like I said, high school Spanish was too many decades ago.
Big day for you?
Huge day.
All right. Be well. We'll be back tomorrow. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. See you later.